Hello, guys. My name is Yana, and it's my psychology podcast called It's Okay. I'd like to cover a few basic topics today, a few psychology topics, and answer questions which I think are basically important nowadays, especially when psychology becomes mainstream. And I would like to speak with my friend Sergey, who will help me to do this. So, thank you for having me, Sergey.
Yeah, so hi everyone. Thank you for the invitation. And today's going to be not a usual podcast. It's the first episode of It's Okay podcast that belongs to Yana. I will be the host today. I will ask questions so that you guys could get familiar with Yana and how she perceives and views psychology in the modern day and modern world. So let's get right to it. Yana, can you tell us a little bit about yourself in general
Sure.
terms?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in general terms, I a lot of times I asked myself this question: Who am I? Very very popular question nowadays as well. And in general terms, I'm a human being who who has, despite the fact that I'm 30 years old, I have a lot of cases, a lot of personal drama, a lot of experience, which I'd like to share with people in my way, in personal way and in professional way, because I am a psychologist, a practitioner psychologist. I have a master degree, of course, and also I completed a few courses in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, which is one of the methods I use with my clients. But mostly, I prefer to, you know, um, to head to to head clients, to head people to positive psychology, because this is the way I live. I try to live. This is my own Bible, and I'm trying to live as I believe. So this is this is it, I guess. In general, I I'm a I would like to say in other podcasts, like when you see me, when you realize what person I am, I don't want to speak. I don't want, despite the fact that this is a podcast when I need to speak. But this is the way I earn trust from people, when they see me and when they can decide themselves who am I and if I am a person to trust. So
Okay. So let's get down to some questions that people might have about psychology, because obviously there are so many layers to therapy. There are so many ways, and you mentioned this CBD method, and there are so many of them. Why, in our day and age, in our modern world, a human being needs a psychology? Do you think that it's absolutely positively necessary for a person? And if the person decides to have one, how they can choose the one that really suits them?
mm, you would be maybe you would be surprised, because I'm a psychologist, and I'm happily doing my job. But I believe that not every person needs a psychologist. Maybe everyone needs help when something happens, but a person has everything inside all of the answers to all of the cases, all of the issues, all of the questions, but somehow we do not listen to ourselves. We do not remember our previous experience. We do not believe ourselves, and we prefer, we prefer to choose another person to help me, like to give all of this burden, and say like, please help me. I do not want, or I do not know how to help myself, and it not necessarily can be or must be a psychologist. It also can be your friend, I don't know, a friend, or a person you trust, or it can be your spiritual teacher. To tell the truth, it can be anything that from whom or from which, I don't know, you can gain everything you need. You can sometimes you can even look at the sky or look somewhere and understand, oh, and this this light above your hand is like saying you what to do. But of course it's not about the cases when the person needs some medical help, when the psychiatrists are needed. I'm speaking about cases mostly, well, my clients mostly come to me with issues like I said in the beginning, like the question, who am I? Yeah, what I need to do with my life, what I don't know, what questions I need to ask myself to live this life, because we have a lot of social a lot of social a lot of
Pressure.
people. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, a lot of social pressure which can put us away from our path, and the psychologist knows how to help, knows how to to show you where you need to turn, or where you need to look at. So in general, psychologists may help you a lot, and if you feel like you need help, go to psychologist, absolutely. But every time, and with every my client, I'm telling them that when they realize that they know already the answer, when they know how to live their life, I always try to support them, and I always show them, you see, now you see that you know. And what I most love in my job is their reaction. It's something that they have wings. The wings arise. It even you can look at them and you see that before the person was very frustrated, very uncertain, and after the conversation, which to tell the truth, it cannot be all of the time like years like it was before. When the therapy starts, you understand that it may take a lot of time. Nowadays we live very fast, everything is fast, we learn fast, we grow fast, everything is like this. So this I think it's up to date and to psychology as well. So it may be even one conversation when the people understand, feel alive again. Yeah, I
Okay.
hope I hope I answered the first question.
So when the person came to conclusion or realized that he or she needs therapy, for example, their friends didn't work, or some guidance from above also didn't work for them, and they finally, came to this point where they resorted to help, to professional help, how do they find the right person to help them?
You mean how do they find the right psychologist for them, or the
Right
person who?
psychologist. Correct. Psychologist.
If to speak the official procedure, yeah. So there are a lot of nowadays. There are a lot of online platforms where you can find your in each country really a lot of. You can Google them just like psychologists in my city, yeah. And you open the online platform, you choose. It's very convenient because you see the person, you see the photo, you see the explanation, you see where the person graduated from, which certificates, which diplomas the person has. So, and maybe you have some expectations already, yeah. So you see and you think, oh, maybe this person may be useful for me somehow, yeah. You decide this maybe because of experience discussed, yeah, pointed out, maybe because of some, I don't know, chemistry when you see the eyes of a person, different ways, to tell the truth, but it can be the suggestion from a friend. So a lot of or nowadays you may see in the social media, a lot of specialists, they have their social media, so you can just find them. But this is the tricky thing, because this is only the first expression. It may not even be the truth later, because the social media, my personal view, I may not be right in this, or you may not agree with me, of course, but my personal opinion that the social media and the website, it's like the card, yeah, the image of what you may suggest to to people, what you may offer to people, and later on it's psychologist's obligation to follow what you said you could offer the person, and this is when people, unfortunately, psychologists from time to time may not be that honest and truthful, and they only show this image, and may not be competent. So the very first thing you need to check when you speak to a person is the competence. It's if the person listens to you. It's very important. It's so simple, like everyone can listen, but no, it's not that simple as it seems. The psychologist needs to listen more than speak. The psychologist need to offer you variance. So it's never recommendations from the very first time. It's never advice. It's never you must do something. It's never like that. It's always like, okay, we have this variance. If you are ready, if you want to, we can go this way, that way, and only after that you proceed. So yeah, maybe I think these are the most important things.
Well, from my personal experience, I haven't had a lot of psychologists in my life, but some of them, in my very first meeting, they were able to dig pretty deep, and even cause the reaction where I would shed a tear. So I would tear up. And someone told me that if a person can make you cry, this is a right therapist. Like, is there something about this that when you are opening up emotionally in front of the person, this is a good signal that this is a good specialist?
I would agree. Yeah, and it happens with me almost every time as well. And every time I hear from people, oh my God, like I speak to you for the first time and I already cry. Like I've tried to speak with my friends, and this is not like the first time I think or say this, but this is the first time I open up so quickly. And I always say, please cry, please do, because this is also the key point. People are still afraid of their emotions. They afraid to open up, and this is very important to have the right person to create this comfort zone for you, so you can cry, I don't know, and do whatever you want to emotionally, so you may be comforted.
Yeah. Well, and how do we know? So okay, so this is one of the indications that if you somehow you find yourself in a position where you're opening up or even tearing up, it's a good sign that this could be your specialist. What are the signs of a wrong doctor? What are the signs that if it happens, we should keep looking?
I would say that you may, people, a lot of people say that people lie, all people lie. All people tend to not to say the truth. So a very smart person, a very motivated person, psychologist, they may have this mask for a very long time. So you may unfortunately you may not realize this at once from the very first session, consultation, but if a person gives you only for example, if a psychologist says that you need to take some medicine from the very first consultation, go take medicine and you'll be like, your anxiety will go away, for example. This is not a good doctor, like you said. And if psychologist gives you advices, if psychologist is an expert from the very first consultation, is not right. It's not right. It's not okay. And maybe you will not like it because it's hard to feel, to understand. But you feel. It's about not hard to feel. You should feel your right person, and you may. It's not something. Also, it's not very easy, but you feel when the person is right for you, or if you have any this how to say this discomfort. And sometimes we feel like our brain, our body, our emotions, they are all connected, and if something goes wrong, if it's not touches your soul, if you understand that something you'd like to step up, to step out, to go away, you will feel it in your body. So if you know yourself, if you know your common gestures or your common position in body, you will feel. If the person is not right for you, you will feel it in your body. You would like to, you would you would want to, to do like this or like this. So something, you will do it. Maybe you will not you will not realize it at once, unfortunately. But I think this could be a very nice signal for you.
So when, in terms of the age, which age groups, what are the most popular age groups among your clients, and what is the right age, the right time? after the traumatic experience we had in our country, probably that was a good time or not. So can you tell about what can trigger, when is the right time for a person to come after a situation or at certain point in their development as a human being, at what age, and so on and so forth? So when?
Anytime, any age, anytime you feel you need it, anytime you feel like you have no resource to solve your issues yourself. Any age, really, because it doesn't matter. It matters in a way, like if you, I don't know, the older you are, the more experience you have, the more maybe, but it's not absolute thing. The more traumas you have, the more cases to solve you have. So like if you are 20 years old, most likely your issues will be not that dramatic. Not well, dramatic in a way for this age, but maybe which traumas we usually have, very some tragedy as a loss of a person we love, some loss of things, lost things, or a lot of things that really damage our soul, our life. When you're young, you have very strong, how to explain so that to be more precise, for the age of 18 and 20, everything also seems very dramatic, and when the first love happens, I don't know, maybe the problems in school, college happens, but they are usually easier to solve, and they are most likely about all of these issues, all of these questions and sessions, consultations would be about your self-determination, about how you who you are now, how to feel yourselves at 20, so about your image, how the world perceives you, how you perceive the world, mostly about this. When you are 50, you already know. You already know the. Can I say this word?
Yeah, you can say everything you want. It's your podcast.
Yeah. So you already know a lot of things, and not in theory, but in a practice. But in this age, at this age, you would like to feel relieved. You would like to let the things go. This burden you have, so these are answering the question, what age and when, anytime. This would be like different questions.
And when the person, so everything starts from the kind of internal dialogue, a dialogue that the person has got with himself or herself. Like, I need help, I can't bear this on my own, and I don't have people who can support me properly, or I don't deserve them, or I don't trust them entirely, or that just don't want to share some sensitive information. And I make this decision, so I need a professional, and I go online, and I ask my friends who they work with, and I start working, and I keep attention to this, how I feel. If I feel really, really comforted, I feel like I'm taken care of, even, I understand that this is my therapist. So, and at any age, after any traumatic experience or not, and what should I want from the sessions? Like, what is the, should I have something on my mind that I want to solve particularly, or is this something how I feel? It just doesn't feel right. Something feels wrong in my life, in my relationships, at work, with my friends or parents. So tell me, maybe based on your clients, what are the most common issues that you work with, and how specific they are, and if the person needs to have them really, really specified for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Not always. You may just, as you said, feel like something needs to be changed, or you need something goes wrong, and you even don't know what exactly and at which sphere of your life. So at this point, you already can come to psychologist. But it would be great if you have some expectation, at least, like, I would like to go this way. I would like to speak about, I feel like I have problems, for example, at a job. I feel like I don't know if it's my job or not, or I have some issues in my relations. So you choose, if I may say in a simple words, you should choose the topic you'd like to start with. And then we together we decide which help you want to receive here, because for me it's always your you are the priority. So I can go wherever you want to go. I can speak whatever you want to, but my priority is what you want to solve. If you want to even discuss one thing and go, okay, up to you. If you let me to look, to find the details in your story. If you tell me that you have problems in relations, let me analyze this, tell you and show you that maybe your problems in relations are not caused by the relation itself, or not the person, your partner in this relation. Maybe the issue goes back to your childhood, which is most often is like that. So in my practice, every time, really, I would, 99% is when a person comes with one question, and we realize that the root is somewhere else. Is most likely, I don't know. Maybe it's my my way. Everything starts with issues with the boy. Somehow I have more girls at my consultations in therapy, and problems with their partners, with their boyfriends, husbands. I would say, this is the main. Most of the cases are about that, sometimes about the job, and sometimes about the feeling that I'm sad, frustrated, not in the mood. I feel like I have something to say, like I said, about relief. And we always, all of the cases end up about their not understanding who they are, not understanding their personal, their own needs.
Okay. So pretty much what you're saying is that people start with one request, but it somehow winds up to be completely different, because we often think about the thing that triggers us to be the problem, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. and in reality the entire problem lies underneath, and this is where you are digging to get to, right? So probably that's why your request could be pretty broad. Well, it should be specific, but still, if you give like even a broad request using the questions, right, you will be able to actually uncover what is really causing all these dissatisfaction.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so how many times should the person come to the sessions, and what's needed? What state of mind is needed if the person is angry and overwhelmed after the day at work? When is the time to have these sessions? In the morning, daytime? What's needed from a person for the most productive? So that they could feel that their money is spent with some benefits for them.
Nice question. Thank you. It's because it's very important. From the very first view, you don't need anything. Like you don't even need I don't know, a paper and a pen. You don't need anything, especially nowadays when you just need your iPhone, yeah, or your laptop or something, just to sit and talk. But you also need the very first thing I'd like to say. You need to think and to create this environment when you can speak freely and safely. This is something I always guarantee as a specialist for my clients, the confidentiality, the safety to speak, yeah, to tell their stories. And you also, as a client, need to think about that because, for example, I had a client when she usually she speaks with me at home, where she's in a comfort zone, everything is okay. But one time she called me when she was at I don't know, at some her friend at his, and I saw that I didn't know where she is and what's happening, but I saw that she is not that open up as usual. I asked her what is wrong, if something happened, because she was like this, you know, she couldn't find herself, the place, the pose, she couldn't speak up, even just because she wasn't in her comfort zone. So you also need to think about where to sit so that you can speak freely. So that as in movies, you know, that the clients lay down on some sofa, and this psychiatrist, the psychologist sits next to them. It's not stereotypical, it's just because it's it should be each time. It should be regularity. When you open up, when you speak about your emotions, when you speak about your traumas, it's not okay to be like, today you're at home, tomorrow you're at I don't know, the metro station or at some friend. You need to find your place, your comfort place. This is really the most important thing the person should think about himself or herself. But in general, you should be open and honest. This is what I also offer myself to my clients, and usually when they see it, they also start to you know, to be as I am with them. But there is no reason to come if you are not ready to tell the truth. As we said, yeah, people tend to lie somehow. For some reason, so there is no reason to lie when you come to therapy, because you lie not to me. Yeah, in general, I don't care. I can help I'd like to help. I would love to help, but it's your issue. You want to solve. You want to be happy. You want to live your life as efficient as you can, as happily as you may. So why to lie? Yeah, why to lie? Don't lie to yourself. Be open with me, and I will show you how to be happy, how to make the pros and cons of your life.
So what do you love the most about this
Oh.
process? Maybe you can give some examples from your cases with your clients.
Well, the thing I love most, I would say that this is the moment. You know, the slightest moment. The client may not even say this, because in your job, the feedback of your job takes a very small percentage, especially the positive feedback. Just people still they don't have this. They are not used to provide you feedback of your job, to say if you really help or something. So it's not always about the result, but of course, well, I'm happy when I realize that we solve the issue with which the person came to me. But what I love most is this moment when I see that the person already knows what to do with their life. You understand what I mean? It's something that I just feel and see, that it's about these wins, these wins that the person have, and which they didn't have before. It's about their eyes, it's about their smile, it's about, I think mostly, maybe it would sound very very loud, but I love to touch the soul of a person. It's so intimate. It's something you do not do in your daily life, like when you go out, like when you have friends, when you speak to people. It's this moment when you realize that this chemistry happens. It's when you understand that the person really open up, and you. Well, I don't know. You just see, I don't have words to explain this. This is what I love mostly in my job. To touch.
When you see the
To touch the
change,
soul.
when you see the change, and it's not only in their words, it's also in their energy and willingness to do something differently, because it's all about finally doing something differently, right? Therapy is all about finally not following the same mistakes, the same roads, but finding new path, right? And it seems like you feel and you see when the person is ready to finally do something and change something.
This as well, but mostly I would like to explain myself again. It's about soul. It's not always about the result, but about the process. When you realize that the person really sincerely open up, and let you see all of this zombies, skeletons inside of us, because we
Yeah.
have a lot of roles in our life. Well, I'm a woman, I'm I don't know, I'm a specialist, I'm a girl, I'm a friend, I'm so on and so forth. But the truth, the soul is so, the soul of a person is so, wide, and so and so intimate at the same moment, and so how to say, very fragile. Yeah, I would say fragile. And when you realize that the client let you touch this ways, yeah, fragile ways, it's it's unbelievable. You feel very
What do you do?
proud,
What do you do? What do you do when you can finally see the soul or touch the soul? How do you manage this access that you are giving? Because it's a big responsibility, right? To see the
yeah.
person through all their layers. So, is this the point in your work with clients that you are always looking for to get? Is this something like this access when they're finally opening up? And what do you do next if you finally are able to go through all these layers and speak directly to their heart? What do you do next?
You know, maybe you're right, and this is the key point of the whole of the whole process. The next step I show the person how beautiful they are, because they do not see what I can see, and I help them to see their soul, to feel their soul, and to ask their soul. This is the key point, you know. And at this time, I say, you see that you don't need me, you don't need me anymore, and I'm not upset to say this. I am happy to say this because I understand at this time, at this point, that I gave all of the instrument, all of the tools, all of the answers to the person, so that so they can go and live happy and know how to help themselves.
What is fascinating here is that seemingly you are willing to let go a paying customer, right? When you see that you are no longer necessary for their life. So I think there is a fine line between the dependence that the person has on their therapist and this kind of willpower and kind of mature state of mind that you no longer need a therapist. So, in practical terms, how can a person, and for all the people who are listening to us or for maybe already working with therapists, how do they know that it's enough is enough? Because because it's like a drug. You can be hooked to your therapist. You can be you can be addicted to therapy. Can the therapy be poisoning us? Can therapy be hurtful? Can therapy be damaging if we don't stop at the right people should just just live their life and always have therapy in their therapist in their life or in their corner. So when is the time to stop? And should we stop? What's your general view on this thing? Or should we always work with therapists all our life?
You know, I'm a believer and I'm about positive things. So at this time, my answer would be short. I would say, if going back to the beginning, if the person, the psychologist, is not right, in this case, the therapy can be damaging, it can be very long, it can be for your whole life. At this point, yeah, in this case. But if the psychologist is a very nice specialist, a professional, and the therapy ends up right at the moment when you both agree that you solve the issue. This is what you do in the very first consultation, when you, as a client, says that I have this kind of a problem. The psychologist helps you to formulate it, to name it correctly, and then you decide when when for you would be the most proficient result when you would like to stop. In the process, it can be changed. Of course, the psychologist may say that, well, you see, we also have this and that, and offer other variants or other methods. But in general, yeah, at this point.
What are some mistakes that people who have been in therapy for a while commit? Like, I don't know, maybe there are some pet peeves or bad habits, for people who are already deep in psychology.
Well, I think that the most it's about responsibility. We already touched this topic. The most common mistake people do is when they come to therapy only to give this to let this responsibility, like, okay, now you please solve my problems, and they are not committed in the process truly. It can be how can we can see it. A lot of cases in therapy should be well, it takes place like home tasks or some things, some tasks, some analysis you do apart from the session itself. So at session, you mostly all of the time you just like questions arise, you let go this burden partially, and then the very hard work starts when you go out, when you go to your daily routine, when you go back to your life, and then when this information follows you, and you start to understand, and you start to realize, and the psychologist may give you a task to do apart from the session. And if you don't do it, well, it just in this case the therapy may take longer, may take for years, so it's up to you if you want to help yourself or not. So I would say that this is the most common mistake.
Okay. Anything that you want to say as we wrap up this session? Maybe you want to tell more about your podcast. Who are you going to invite here? Who you going to talk to? You told me that you plan on not only even inviting interesting people like among like whatever professionals, but also maybe some of your clients or whatever. So just tell about the concept for this podcast and maybe some note to finish this this conversation.
Okay, I will try to. I would like to say a lot of things, truly, and this is why I decided to have this podcast and to invite people. Not always I can share something, but I understand that a lot of people, especially my clients, if they agree to come, they may show you in practical cases. This is one of the best options to learn. Not only to listen how it can be, or what you may start doing, but when the person comes and says, well, I had this case, I know what I'm speaking about, do this or do not do this. So this would be the guests I would like to have here, I hope they will show everyone that it's okay, that it's okay to be yourself, to be different. It's okay to have a lot of drama in your life. It's okay not to have drama. It's just okay. And to maybe to motivate, maybe to help, and maybe this will, at this point when you listen to a person, you stop and you will not go to a psychologist, because you will understand, okay, now I know, now I heard something that already may help me, or this would help you, vice versa, to go to a psychologist to finally decide to do this, to take responsibility for your life. I do have in my mind, and I already talked with people, who I want to invite, and they are all, as for me, if to find some common thing between them, I would say that these people, they somehow, despite all of the obstacles, despite how hard can life be, they somehow still they are themselves. They are still true to themselves, and they still listen to their soul somehow. Without or with someone's help, you will find it later when you listen to them. But these are the people in my life, which I truly, they are I appreciate them very much, and when they come, I know that this is something you need to hear. Really, no one will tell you about this but them. Something like that. So this would be a lot of about self-determination, about confidence, about topics about who you are or who you are not. A lot of things we will discuss.
Cool. All right. So
thank you, sure.
You're welcome. So guys, don't miss a chance to sign up, to subscribe to Yana's channel, and she's going to furnish us up with a lot of gorgeous content, so stay tuned.
I will.